Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and this is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't need to, and today we are talking about Sofi Technologies SOFI stock, where we're going to be going over the latest news updates, price predictions, and forecasts to determine whether or not this is still a good buying opportunity. And in this video, we're going to go over some bad news that just came out. After we talk about Sofi Technologies, we're going to be going over a positive catalyst for Mullen Automotive, ticker symbol MULN, and then we will also talk about some bad news surrounding this company and why I personally will not own this company as of right now. So if you want the latest good and bad news updates regarding the stock market, go and smash that like button right now. For more videos on Sofi Technologies or Mullen Automotive, comment your thoughts down below about either of these stories that we will be dissecting in today's video, and subscribe if you are new. But right now, let's jump right into today's stories. For Sofi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI, you may have heard that the Biden administration has extended the student loan moratorium, which is causing the SoFi share price to fall. Currently, the SoFi share price is trading at $4.67, while professionals believe it should be trading anywhere between $6 and $11 over the next 12 months. Arguably, we could say the company is undervalued, but I think the stock price could actually fall as low as $3 before management implements their reverse stock split. Sofi Technologies has already fallen in their share price around 4.7% ever since this news was released, but I don't think we have found a bottom quite yet, considering not only this is bad news for the company due to the student loan moratorium being extended, where people are not incentivized to refinance their student loans, and on top of the company still trying to get its bearings because they were sent a letter from the Senate Banking Committee regarding their policies on how they are handling their cryptocurrency, but also because this is just a very volatile time in the overall stock market. Now, the student loan moratorium has been enacted for close to 3 years, and the student loan moratorium is still clearly in place. The Biden administration said it plans to extend the student loan moratorium until 60 days after their debt forgiveness plan goes through, or 60 days after June 30th, whichever one comes first. This also makes the assumption that the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness or debt forgiveness program for people who took out student loans will actually go through, because right now that is in the Supreme Court. Citing CNN right here, we can see that the student loan moratorium could potentially end sooner if the Supreme Court makes their overall ruling on whether or not the president has the power to issue student loan forgiveness to people who have borrowed money to gain an education. And that would range anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000, which is determinant upon various factors of the individual and if they're filing jointly, etc. And the reason this is a huge problem for Sofi Technologies is because one of their revenue channels is for this company to refinance student loans. So the extension of the student loan moratorium is very bad for Sofi shareholders, which I think will cause the stock price to fall even more, at least during the short term. This also creates more ambiguity and less clarity on where this company's finances are headed in the future. For instance, Sofi's full year outlook for 2023 will be impacted, and now they will have to reissue various forecasts regarding lower revenue and their adjusted EBITDA or EBITDA, which stands for their earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. This will also cause the stock price to lower once those new forecasts by analysts are released. So this is not only impacting Sofi immediately, but it will also impact them once analysts issue their various projections for the company regarding the year of 2023. Because currently, the future financial metrics are anticipating that the student loan moratorium would end at the very end of December, and that would cause an increase in demand for people to refinance their student loans with Sofi Technologies. So altogether, this has been catastrophic for Sofi Technologies. Now, nothing fundamentally in the company has gone awry. However, there are various negative news updates that I want you to be aware of, so you are bracing yourself for the stock price to fall lower, at least temporarily. Like we talked about in a previous video, the Senate Banking Committee urged regulators to investigate Sofi Technologies' crypto activities. And if we pair that with the student loan moratorium ending prematurely, or even the student loan forgiveness plan going through, all of these are acting as very negative catalysts for this company, causing the stock price to be weighted down. And I think the stock price will go lower, and eventually, if it gets too low, the management of Sofi Technologies will implement a reverse stock split. Otherwise, the company could potentially be delisted if if they drop below $1. So that is going to be my news update for SoFi Technologies. Full disclaimer, I personally own a 4% allocation to this company, but I don't over-allocate myself to this company because I know this is a very singular, risky growth company, and I do updates on it because you all seem to love it, so comment down below if you want more updates on this particular stock. Up next, we have Mullen Automotive, ticker symbol MULN, which currently trades for 20 cents, so clearly this is a penny stock, while one analyst supposedly believes the company could surge to $23 per share, but I've talked about this multiple times where I don't see any data that substantiates the possibility of this company jumping from 20 cents to $23. It's literally not in the cards for this company. However, despite this, investors still seem to think that this company is the best thing since sliced bread, and they continuously to invest and lose money in this company, which is why I'm reporting on it. I will make you aware of their latest news updates, but I want to make it clear that I myself do not own this company as of right now. But if somehow later down the road they start to show their fundamentals and that their business model works, then I will consider and even invest into this company. But until the company proves itself, I'm going to practice proper risk management and not invest into this company because that would be gambling, not an investment in my personal opinion. But what about the catalyst coming up for the MULN share price? Well, a $90 million catalyst is coming up for Mullen in 2023, so let's dive into what that is. Recently, the MULN share price has fallen down to 20 cents, and if you're not aware, Mullen Automotive is an electric vehicle company. And the share price has been falling pretty dramatically after yesterday's news of a resale of their shares, which would number 220.82 million shares, have been transacted, which negatively impacted the overall share price, which is putting a negative sentiment on the overall stock and shareholders. All in all, essentially, it's creating dilution for the MULN share price, which is bringing the company down in price. But despite this, investors are looking forward to a special meeting for shareholders on December 23rd of 2022, where shareholders will vote to initiate a reverse stock split, which is going to increase the overall shares from 1.75 billion to 5 billion. I think that this reverse stock split will go through because if it doesn't, this company is going to be delisted from various indices, such as the NASDAQ, the Russell 2000, and the Russell 3000. So they need to get their share price over $1 to even stay listed on these various exchanges, which I think they will do by issuing a reverse stock split, which I predicted a few videos ago that they would do that. The $90 million catalyst comes because there's still a $90 million commitment from their securities purchase agreement that they have with various companies, so that is somewhat good news, but I'm going to move over to something even better technically for this particular company, and that is Mullen owning a large share of Bollinger Motors. So what is Bollinger Motors? Essentially, this company specializes in the making of vehicles, specifically electric trucks. In September, Mullen paid around $148.2 million in cash and stock to acquire 60% of this company. Mullen's CEO even chimed in and commented on this by saying, "Combining Bollinger's vehicles with our existing Class 1 and Class 2 EV cargo van programs gives us the chance to dominate the entire Class 1 through 6 commercial light and medium duty truck segments," end quote. And I will show you on screen what Bollinger does. Bollinger, like I said earlier, is mainly known for their electric vehicles named the B1 and the B2. And if we pair that with Mullen Automotive's ability for last mile electric vehicle cargo vans and other types of vans, they want to dominate this particular space. On top of that, there was an acquisition of ELMS, also known as the Electric Last Mile Solutions Company. And this was a huge win because they got to absorb the production facility that ELMS owns. And this will help speed up the release of their two trucks by 12 months or even over a year. On top of that, the production of the Mullen 5 will also be able to transition very nicely into that same facility, which will start producing their Mullen 5 vehicle starting in 2024. If you want to take a look at Bollinger Motors B1 and B2 trucks, you can look on screen right now. I actually really like how they look. They have very good looking, sleek and sharp edges, and they honestly just look like a workhorse and a powerhouse. The really great thing about these particular trucks is that they are electric trucks, which is something pretty hard to come by nowadays in the sense of their ability to increase the overall room and shells that you could put on this battery base. trucks. This means not only could these companies produce trucks, but also various other types of shells that they could put on this various platform. So on the surface, this looks like fantastic news for both Bollinger as well as Mullen Automotive, but let's dive into the fundamentals, which is what I like to look at. So for the first 6 months ended June 30th of 2022, we can see that Bollinger reported actually a net loss, a pretty substantial net loss of $6.34 million. So clearly a very large loss for a very small electric vehicle startup. Bollinger also has around $1.13 million of cash on hand, which is not bad considering their balance sheet. I like to see some companies with some liquidity on their balance sheet, or at least short-term investments and or cash equivalents, but again, I really just don't see the appeal to this company unless they actually start making a profit. Lastly, to put the nail in the coffin, back in October of 2019, Bollinger started to collect $1,000 reservation fees for people wanting to pre-order their B1 and B2 trucks. However, at the end of 2021, the company decided to postpone the development of these trucks and refund all of their reservation holders. And they still have yet to refund $103,000 back to their consumers. So this is not a good look for this company in the slightest. Moving forward, we can also see that Mullen Automotive has a substantial short interest in it as of right now, and it is just increasing. On screen, you can see their overall short interest graphed for the last 3 months, and you can see in the month of November, it has increased substantially. So a lot of investors are currently betting against this company. Now, this does not mean that the company itself is a bad company. It just means as of right now, it may not be a good time to buy this company, considering the risk you're going to take on regarding a company that has yet to prove itself. But I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Remember to go and smash that like button for more stock video news updates. Comment your thoughts down below, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next YT video.